A while ago I showed you how to forge an eye punch. Today I'm going to show you how to forge a nose punch. We'll start off by preparing our tools and our material. I'll be using my 4-pound rounding hammer, but any normal blacksmithing hammer will work. I will be making the punch out of this old car spring. It is the perfect steel for the job and it costs nearly nothing. I will also use a chisel to cut it off. You can use a hand chisel if you don't have the handled one. We'll also need a hot cutting hardy several times. A small round hobby file. And a flat file. I am placing the part of the spring that I want to cut in my fire. Be very careful. Heating up a spring too hot will cause it to break. I'm placing the spring over the horn. And I'm taking my handled chisel to cut off one entire coil. This is the easiest length to straighten later. Take care not to cut too far and damage your horn and your chisel. I'm using a pair of tongs to break it off. Having two fitting tongs is a great benefit for this job. I'm taking care to heat up the entire coil evenly. With two tongs, I'm now straightening out the coil. It takes a little bit of work. Rather use heat than force on this one. Taking several heats can be necessary, especially if you're doing this for the first time. Now I'm straightening out the rest with my hammer. Here as well, you want to rather use heat than force and make sure that you don't forge any flats. You want to keep your material rotating. After a couple of heats, the steel is as straight as I would have bought it as drill rod. I am cutting off the end that is still slightly distorted in order to have a nice working area. I'm hitting the steel with a tilted hammer and turning it 60 degrees, and 60 degrees again, and then 30 degrees, until I have an even hexagon. I'm cutting off about 180 millimeters of steel. For me, this is the perfect length. If you cut it off too short, you're going to burn your hand over the hot workpiece when you're punching it. If you make it too long, you're going to waste material and it's going to be clumsy to store and to handle. I'm now forging the tip to almost the desired dimensions. Now I'm extending the taper, blending it in. Remember to change dimension at a high heat and clean up at lower heats. Blanishing is done at a dark red to black heat. I decided that I wanted to go a little bit thinner, so I'm taking another heat to thin out the taper just a little bit. I'm happy with the dimensions now, and now I'm doing a final straightening. I'll now be heating the entire punch past its critical non-magnetic temperature. This anneals the steel, relieving all stresses from the forging and its previous use as a spring, and it's going to make it as soft as possible for the stock removal part. I am using this occasion to give it a nice cleanup, removing all scale and slag from the steel. I then continue to clean up the striking phase. Now I'm filing flat the tip of the tool. We continue by removing one of the corners of the punch with a file. Those of you who have one can ease this up by using a belt grinder. Now I'm taking the round file and filing in the little groove. I am happy when I filed in just under half of the diameter of the round file. Now I'm going to remove the corner on the back of it until I have a nice flat. Then I continue to remove the corners that I just created on the sides of the flat. Now we have two more flats. Now I continue to remove their corners. And then I can go all over the section to make it nice and round. same technique is used to remove the excess material on the sides. Now I have a crescent-shaped sharp chisel edge with a cannula on the inside. Before I start to harden the chisel, I'll prepare a few things. I'm wrapping emery cloth around the file and securing it in place with a piece of tape. I'll be using regular canola oil. Preheating the oil is going to increase its viscosity and is going to result in a better quench. In the shadow under my forge, I'm looking for a cherry red color, and I'm quenching about 1 inch of the tip. I keep moving the tip in the oil until it stops sizzling. With the emery cloth, I am removing the scale and the grime from the quenching. This allows me to see the tempering colors run as the residual heat wicks back into the tip. If the residual heat is not enough, you can help it along a little bit with a propane torch. Once there is a nice and sky blue color on the tip, you can quench the whole thing and stop the tempering process. With some emery cloth wrapped around the files, I'm cleaning up the working end of the tool to make it look nice and to clean up the edges a little bit. You can make sure it's not going to break on you during work by hitting it on the horn. If this doesn't break it off, working with it won't either. Now all is left is to try out the tool. Works like a charm. I certainly hope you enjoyed this little video and learned a lot. Have fun trying it yourself. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about blacksmithing, I got good news for you. My friend Alec Steele has put up a comprehensive online course that covers everything you need to know to get into blacksmithing. By using the link and the coupon code in the description, you're going to get a 10% discount on your purchase. The course is interactive and will show you your progress. It starts with explaining some basic introduction into the craft. It will also explain you how you can get a hold of your material and how to make your first tools. Then you can start your own first forging projects. For every video, there is also an ebook version with the most important steps explained in detail. You can repeat every lecture and you can skip through every video and every ebook as much as you want. So I hope this will help you to get into the hobby and wonderful craft a lot easier. and I will be back with another video on this channel very soon. Stay tuned guys, goodbye.